我妹再等一下好不好？弟弟来。不要再弄口水，弄的都是了。
Greetings. That was my plan.
对，这是你的，赶快，赶快。
That was my plan.
快啦
Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well.
还没。
That was my
我
plan.
咋喝？
Agreed.
Go go.
I hunger. You thought of that? That was my plan.
赶快啦。
Die. Agreed. You thought of that?
先穿两件就好。
What, mortal? That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Greetings.
手杀谁啊？
What,
哦，
mortal?
哎，
What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Greetings. I must hunt soon. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. What is it now? Agreed.
小杂熊爸
That was
爸
my。plan. Very well.
We're under attack!
What, mortal? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That
哎
was
呦，
my
上旋
plan.
耶！
I hunger. Agreed. Greetings. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. What is it now? Very well. Agreed.
We're under attack!
Very well. Die. I hunger. Agreed.
Our allied town is being attacked!
Agreed. Very well. That was my plan.
Greetings, friend.
What, mortal? Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? What, mortal? Die. Death rages. I hunger. Your soul
Our
is
allied town is being attacked!
Greetings. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. What, mortal? Very well. Agreed. That was
Our
my
allied
plan.
town is being attacked.
感恩感恩。
Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Die. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan.
Our allied hero has been slain.
You thought of that?
等下弄给你吃，快8点半了，赶快，
You thought of that?
快啊！
Our allied hero has been slain.
I hunger. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? What is it now? Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Death rages. I hunger. That was my plan.
Our allied town is being attacked.
That was my plan.
Our allied hero has been slain.
Hunt soon. You thought of that?
嗯 嗯
You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Must hunt soon.
不要跑啊！
Hello there. What is it now?
Our allied town is being attacked.
You thought of that? Agreed. Death rages.
We're under attack.
What, mortal? Agreed. What is it now? I must hunt soon. I hunger. Death rages. Die. You thought of that? That was my...
哦，
Our allied hero has been slain.
You thought of that? What, mortal? What is it now? Greetings. Very well. That was my plan.
哦哟，
I hunger. I hunger. That was my
我买。
I must hunt soon.
Greetings, friend.
Greetings. You wanna? What is it now? Greetings. What is it now? Very well.
Our allied town is being attacked. Our allied town is being attacked.
Thought of that? That was my plan.
糟糕，是3段吗？
What, mortal? You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan.
10分钟，接着完成。
好，居然用3段拆我的塔。
You thought of that?
可以。
That was my plan. You thought of that? Die. Death rages. That was my plan.
冲啊！然后，哟呼！
Very well. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Very well.
Our allied town is
然
being
后
attacked.
是兵
What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Death rages.
嘿嘿，然后你真的是
Greetings.
哎，
Our allied town is being attacked.
合装哦。
What is it now? Greetings. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. What, mortal?
We're under attack.
Hello there. What? plan. Very well. Greetings. Agreed. I hunger. Sorry for that. Agreed. That was my plan.
哦，接的好快呀！
That was my plan. Die.
哦哟，好猛！
What, mortal? You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? What is it now? Death rages.
好啊！
Our allied town is being attacked.
Agreed.
我来了，扎赫。哎呦，好多、哦！
That was my plan. I hunger. Rages. Your soul is mine. Die.
哦，你在西雅利。尾刀。哎，哦，
Our allied town is being attacked.
死掉了。哎，没有哦。
Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. What is it now? Very well.
Our
That
allied
was
hero
my
has been
plan.
slain.
What, mortal? Agreed. What is it now? That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? Greetings. You thought of that?
30趴移动速度，35趴。
Very well.
Greetings, friend.
That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. What mortal? That was my plan. Death rages. That. That was my plan.
We need more gold.
Greetings. Very well.
选 CD。
What is it now?
Sorry 啦。
You thought of that? Very well. Mortal. That was my plan. Very well.
刚刚是谁？谁啊？
I must
双武士服了。
That was my plan.
哪里？
What is it now?
哦，丽花。
We're under attack.
Greetings. Very well.
嘿嘿，再见哦。
What, mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that? I hunger.
忘记店没抽门。
Agreed.
推荐丽花中嘛5566。啊，你不是昨天那笨蛋吗？5566啊！
What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed.
救命啊！
Very well.
好像很多人呢，
Our allied
有没有？
town is being attacked.
Soon.
有没有人？
That was my plan. Very well. What is it now? What, mortal? Agreed. That was my plan. Greetings.
实在很想要继续和武士服啊！我的妈！
What is it now? What, mortal?
Our allied hero has been slain.
Agreed. I hunger. You thought of that? What?
Our allied town is being attacked.
Agreed. You thought of that? Greetings.
哎呦啊！糟糕！
What is it now?
Our allied hero has been slain.
Must hunt soon. What? Greed.
Our allied town is being attacked.
哎呀，
Greed.
小岛精耶！
Thought of that? Very well. Plan. Gracious. Agreed. You thought of that?
啊，这个。
That was my plan. Very well.
在哪里？你自己的嘞？
That was my plan. I hunger. Very well.
Hey, 真的是。哇，糟糕了！
That was my plan. You thought of
奇
that?
怪，我们打你不痛哎、为什么？
Very well. You thought of that?
想录我的。
下我再找滴滴的，就是找不到他的，暂时先看你的，没关系。做人不要这么小气，好不好？
哇！
What, mortal? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that.
哇！
Allied town is being attacked.
What is it now? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well.
你妹头撞到什么？我 OK。
What, mortal?
怎么回事？
That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Death rages. I hunger. Your soul is mine. Die. Death rages. Agreed. You thought of that?
这也
That
是
was my plan.
这么凶哦！
You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed.
哦，
Very well. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Very well. Your soul is mine.
Our allied town is being attacked.
哦哟，好强，好强！
为什么我的手都淡淡的啊？
因为你水玩太久了，手就慢慢的。
小龙，
我怎么
泡太久。对啊。
破了？
对，破
妹
了。
妹妹一下哈。
Our allied town is being attacked.
没在笑吗？
哦，救命！救命！救命！救命！哇！
Our hero has been slain.
喂，OK，
硬的啦。情节杀情规半波先创啥？
妈妈，
哎，
你在干嘛？
万一
一个坏的。
小岛，
一个手坏了。
女优啊，小岛森林子啊！
还好啊，皱皱的。对啊。
弟弟，
你穿白色也太帅了吧！你看，包太小。
弟弟，我都爱我。弟弟，那我去看弟弟吧。
等一下，等一下，弟弟的手机好像在地上啊，要找一下。妹妹，你要睡觉了。
Beckons. You thought of that? What, mortal?
Our allied town is being attacked.
妹妹，你们让爸爸玩一下好吧？啊，
That was my plan.
我暴击1600哎。
Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well.
这是你的水。
这是毛衣耶。我走了。而且也
不用这样就好了，简单单就是，哇，这简单单可以吃。拜拜。等一下，你先不要抢他的。
Our allied hero has been slain. Our allied town is being attacked.
Agreed.
哎呦，这个啊！
Our allied town is being attacked.
Of that. Very well. Agreed. What, mortal? Very well. You thought of that? What is it now? Agreed. I must hunt soon. Greetings. You thought of that? That was my plan.
很烦呢。
Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that?
Our allied town is being attacked.
Agreed.
啊！
What? You thought of that?
不要不要不要！哎呀！
Our hero has been slain.
What? 织田君。
Our allied hero has been slain.
Go.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Night beckons. I must hunt soon. Greeting.
开。
What is it now? Soon.
哎，
Agreed.
妹妹你来啊！
一花。
You thought of that? Agreed. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan.
哇，太厉害了吧！没哦，风伤。 救命啊！哎
Agreed.
耶！
Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Death rages. Very well. Agreed. What is it now? You thought of that? I hunger. Very well. You
因为
thought
啊，
of
我的
that? Very
马
well.
小马你还没用好哦。
That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. What? I must hunt soon. Agreed. You thought of that?
嗯，
What, mortal? Very well. Agreed. That was my plan.
哇，
I must hunt
正
soon.
太刀。
Greetings. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? That was
我来帮忙了，我来帮忙了。
Our allies' hero has been slain.
very well. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. Your soul is mine.
Our allied town is being attacked.
That was my plan. What? You thought of that? Death rages.
糟糕了。
That was my plan. Greetings. Die. Agreed. What is it now? That was my plan. Greetings. Agreed. That was my plan. What, mortal? Your soul is mine. Your soul is mine. I hunger.
哦，
That was
痛的，哎，又被绑。
agreed. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that?
Our allied hero has been slain.
Agreed. Die. Your soul is mine.
来喽，耶！
That. Agreed. thought of that? Agreed.
We're under attack!
You thought
我干嘛？
I must hunt soon. Very well. I hunger. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. What is it now? You thought of that? Death rages. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed.
干什么啊？来啊！打掉吗？哎呀，不行不行不行！
That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan.
哇，好强哦，好强！
What order? You thought of that? Agreed. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Very well. I hunger.
Our allied town is being attacked!
No，不跑！
That was my plan. Greetings. Agreed. I must hunt soon. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. What more? Greetings. That was my plan.
小丽花，我叫个总好了。
What is it now? Agreed. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that.
嗯，干什么？
What? That was my plan. Must hunt soon.
Research complete!
What is it now? Very well. Must hunt soon.
丽花，
I must hunt soon. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan.
杂鹤。
Our hero has been slain.
Oh 干嘛哟啊！
Our allies' hero has been slain.
"哎呦！ 铁炮兵。好，爸爸等一下就去睡觉了哈，等一下哦。这场打完就去睡啦。好，乖哦。啊，好，等一下。好，宝，哎呀，棒，乖。
What?
什么贝贝？
贝贝，
啊？贝贝，你的贝贝吗？你的贝贝在哪里？
那里，
那你要去拿，好吧？这个，好来。啊。
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Agreed. You thought of that. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that. That was my plan.
Our allied town is
坐
being
着坐着。
attacked.
Agreed.
Mm.
You thought of that.
好，我等一下换刀。全
Greetings. Agreed. What is it now? I must hunt soon. You thought of that. Agreed.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Oh. 又是上拳。哦呦呀！
I hunger. Agreed. That was my plan. Die. Your soul is mine. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Very well.
Oh.
Agreed.
知道了，不会痛，我要换长传了没？急嘞！
Very well. Agreed. What?
再不痛我也没办法了哦。
You thought of that? What is it now? Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan.
哦，出这种装真是有麻烦的。
Must hunt soon.
好猛！
What is it? Agreed. I must hunt soon. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that?
Our allied town is being attacked.
You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. What is it now? You thought of that? Very well. Death rages. Your soul is mine.
好痛啊！哎呦！
Agreed. Very
Our
well.
allies' hero has been slain.
That was my plan. What, mortal? You thought of that? Die. Agreed. You thought of that? You thought of that? What is it now? That was my plan.
哎，
Our allied town is being attacked.
I hunger. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. What?
Our allies' hero has been slain.
You thought of that? Greetings. What is it now?
哦哟，
That was my plan.
球！
You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. I hunger. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Must hunt soon. Very well. What is it now?
嗯，
That was my plan.
放纵你的队友来陷害自己人，然后在那边说哦，你为什么要气愤？气愤个屁呀、说人话别说鬼话。
That. Agreed. What is it now? What more? Death rages. I hunger. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well.
上拳。
What, mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that?
来啊，你这样做我们对轰啊！哈哈哈哈，会痛的哦，小心一点啊！对啊。
Our allied hero has been slain.
水啊！先上，我来喽！救命啊！
That was my plan.
Our allied town is being attacked.
That was my plan. Very well. Death rages. Greetings. I must.
上嘴，你想干什么？
What is it now? You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. I hunger. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Death rages. Thought of that?
哇，吃兵破400了。
Agreed.
哎，
That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that?
嗯，
Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. What is it now?
Our allied town is being attacked.
You thought of that? I hunger. That was my plan.
We're under attack.
又怎么了？
That was my
Our
plan.
allies' hero has been slain.
You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed.
啊，织田你怎么了？哇，他已经先。
That was my plan.
Our
Agreed.
allies' hero has been slain.
你快隐蔽啊！想干嘛妹？就讲啊！联合军总攻击。哦。
赶快，你累了，拼拼拼！
plan. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan.
We're under attack!
What, mortal? You thought of that?
Our allied tower is being attacked!
That was my plan. What? Very well. You thought of that?
再一波总号，
Agreed.
Our allied tower is being attacked!
Greetings.
Our allies hero
哎，等一下，
Our allied hero has been slain!
Must hunt soon.
Our allied tower is being attacked!
Agreed. That was my plan. I hunger.
Ew.
Our allied tower is being attacked!
Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Agreed. What is it now? Very well.
We're under attack! Our allied tower is being attacked!
That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Yes.
上拳，
Agreed.
嗯哼哼，
That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that?
We're under attack!
Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed.
Hello there.
What is it now? Very well. Agreed. Must hunt soon. That was my plan. You thought
肥龙来了哦，
Our allied town is being
You
attacked!
thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed.
肥龙在天啊！你知无？
You thought of that? Agreed. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well.
小龙来喽！我都钻进去了。
That was my plan.
抓出去喽！
Agreed. That was my plan.
哇，10块500支兵。
Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well.
Our allies' hero
You
has been
thought of
slain.
that? Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? What? Agreed. You thought of that?
啊，500支兵呢！我妈呀，501。
That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that?
这么厉害，你怎么知道这里是阴影呢？
Soon. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well.
结束了。
That was my plan. Agreed. I hunger. Thought of that. Agreed. I hunger. What mortal? That was my plan.
没母。
That was my plan.
哎，
That was my plan.
等我一下啊！
You thought of that. Agreed.
Our allied hero has been slain. Our
Agreed.
allied town is being attacked.
Thought of that. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that. Very well. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? You thought of that? Must hunt soon. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my
极限了
plan.
啊！
You thought of that?
Cause for all.
Your soul is mine. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Stop soon. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Death rages.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Very well. You thought of that?
Our allies' hero has been slain.
I hunger. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that?
Slain.
You thought of that?
复活。
What, mortal? That was my plan. Very well. Death rages. Agreed.
打太久
Allied town is
累
being attacked.
累。
We're under attack.
Soon. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well. What, mortal? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that?
Our allied town is being attacked. We're under attack.
来了，总攻。
What is it now? Death rages. Your soul is mine. What more? Die. Your soul is mine.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
啊，无菜啊！
You thought of that? That was my plan. I hunger. I must hunt soon. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan.
Our
Agreed.
allied town is being attacked.
You thought of that? Die. What is it now? Death rages. What more? That was my plan. thought of that? That was my plan. Very well.
那
Must hunt soon. What mortal? You thought of that? I hunger. Death rages. That was my plan. Your soul is mine. I hunger.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Must hunt soon. Death.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed.
肥龙来了，肥龙！我人在这边，你也敢打？你也敢读血啊？妈完了！啊！哦！哦！我吃兵吃到快600嘞。